Hey guys, Frosty Knives here, back with another video, and today's going to be a post-Christmas book haul. So I'm going to show you guys all of the books that I picked up with my Christmas monies, and we'll take a look at some of the things that I've got to read, and some of the things that might be coming down the pike. So the first book that I got, and this was kind of a late Christmas present, I'm just realizing right now that a lot of the books that I got are quite thick. So, the first book that I got is Volume 3 of the Transformers manga. You may remember in a video that I did about all the books that I read from 2020, I had Volume 1 and Volume 2 of this. I now have Volume 3 of this, and that is all of the volumes in this manga set. So now I have all 3 of the Transformers manga, and I will be reading this one shortly. These are quite good, especially if you're into manga, if you're into Transformers. This is some good stuff. So I picked that up, or actually that was a Christmas gift. That was an after Christmas gift. So the next book I picked up, the next 4 books I picked up, came from a local book shop that I have. It's a small independent bookstore. I got a gift card to it. I went shopping and I picked up some things. The first thing I picked up, the shop has a bargain basement. And so the first thing I picked up was Joe Hill's Strange Weather. This is 4 short novels, so this is his 4 short novel book. This was in their bargain basement. I quite like Joe Hill. A lot of his material is a hit or miss. Like some of his books I find are really, really good, and some of his books are not quite as strong. For example, I thought Nosferatu was phenomenal. It was an amazing book. On the flip side, Horns was not as good for me. So I picked this up to see how this would be. So that is a Joe Hill novel. And then the next 3 books I picked up. As you know, may or may not know, I am a big Star Wars fan. I talk a lot about the expanded universe. I have read on that shelf right there. See that shelf right there? That shelf right there. Wow, that's weird. That's a weird... Woo. That shelf right there is all Star Wars books, and that's all the expanded universe books. And I read a lot of it, and I like a lot of it. And I've made videos on my love of the expanded universe and things like that, and Star Wars books. But I also extremely like Timothy Zahn novels, mostly because of his expanded universe work. So the next 3 books that I did pick up are Star Wars Timothy Zahn novels that I have not read. And I figured I'm going to put these in my collection because they're Star Wars, they're Timothy Zahn novels, and I guess according to Disney, they're Disney canon. So anyway, that's a whole different topic, whole different video. So the first book I got was Star Wars, the paperback Star Wars Thrawn. First one in the new Thrawn trilogy. I got that one. And then I picked up Star Wars Treason, and the next one in the series. And then I picked up Star Wars Thrawn Alliances. So now I have 1, 2, 3 new Zahn Thrawn novels to read. As an aside, I just want to say that I hate these long, new mass market paperbacks. I don't like the long, way of doing things. I like the traditional paperbacks that have been around forever. I do not like the long versions. I don't like this format, but whatever. It's a nitpick. I just don't like these. Although I do like all of the great cover art, right, for Thrawn. So I'm looking forward to reading the new Thrawn books. Anything by Zahn is good. And so the next three books that I want to show you guys, I just want you to know that I do read my comments, and I do take suggestions, and I do look at all of the books that you guys post that I should read, different authors, different books, different things you'd like to see. I do read that, and I do take that into account. So these books are sort of what I have taken into account as far as what people have recommended, what people have recommended as good books, as good authors, and things they want to see. So the first book that I want to show you that I picked up that a lot of people have asked for. Let me just say that a lot of people have asked for a review of this book, and I am going to do a review of this book. The reason that I picked this up, bought it off of Amazon, is because I had a copy. Honest to God, I had a copy of this book, and it's gone, and I don't know where it is. I don't know if I got rid of it. I don't know if it went by the wayside. I have no idea where it went, and it really bums me out. And after we talk about it, I'll tell you why. But I picked up from Amazon, again, it's another one of those long-ass mass market paperbacks. I picked up because I wanted to read it again. I wanted to review it for you guys, and a lot of people have asked for it. I picked up the ever-phenomenal Robert McCammon's Swan Song. Now, I had Swan Song. I had the original paperback, the one with the really cool... I don't like this cover. The one with the really cool cover that had like the apocalyptic scene, and then it had the moon with the man with the scarlet eye on it. It was really good. I really loved that cover, and I had it, and I don't know where it went. I remember my copy being waterlogged because I think I picked it up at a used bookstore, and it was waterlogged, so it was, it was kind of thick, and it was kind of raggedy, and the pages were all crinkly, but I had it because I liked it, and I liked that cover, and I can't find it. I have no idea where it went. I suspect I may have gotten rid of it because it was waterlogged, because I've been known to do stupid things like that. So when I went to look for that book with that edition, that cover, the prices for that book are, that book was going anywhere between $35 and $40 on Amazon. That edition, that cover, and I'm just kicking myself because I don't know what happened to it. And I'm like, this book that edition is going for a lot of money. So I had to settle for this one, the new Swan Song mass market paperback. I had completely forgot. Look at this thing. I have completely forgotten how big this book was. In my mind, this book was like 500-600 pages long. In reality, this book is pushing 1,000. Book is pushing. It was over 900 pages, pushing 1,000 pages, and I never remembered it being that big. I remembered it being big. I just never remembered it being that big, and I don't know if I'm remembering incorrectly, or if the page count has gone up because of the new version, right? Because look at this thing. This is a thick bitch. Look at this thing right here. But a lot of people have asked for it, and I've wanted to read it for a while. I wanted to reread it. I have not read this in years. In years, I haven't read this, so I don't remember the whole story. So my idea for this is that I'm going to do 2 videos on this book after I read it. The first video is going to be a book review. Just a straight up book review of Robert McCammon. And I'm already going to tell you right now, you ought to read this and you ought to have it. There's no question about it. This is a phenomenal book. So I'm going to do a book review on this book. But the second video that I want to do is, you really can't talk about Swan Song without doing a comparison between Swan Song and The Stand. Because there is a lot, from what I remember, there is a lot of parallels between this book and The Stand. A lot of people even go so far as to say, this is Robert McCammon's version of The Stand. This is his take on The Stand, on that type of apocalyptic book. So I'm going to do that video. I'm going to do the 2 videos, the compare and contrast with this and The Stand, and a book review. But this is going to take me some time to read. Book smell, man. Somebody ought to bottle that shit. I'm telling you, bottle it and turn it into a cologne or a perfume. People will thank you for that. And then the next book I got was, a lot of people have been recommending to me The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. And I can get that on Amazon. It is on Amazon. It's reasonably priced. But I was walking through Target one day, and I'm browsing through the books, and I saw this book, a different book by the same author. So I said, and it was like on the cheap. It was like $10 or something like that. They had it reduced, whatever. It's the Target price. So I said, what the hell? Let me try it. Let me just see. So I picked up by C.J. Tudor, The Other People. And I'm reading this right now. And it's very interesting. And I have an idea in my head of where this book is going. But I highly suspect that where I think it's going, it's not where it's going. But this is really good, and there's just enough questions to keep you going. So I've been reading this book. It's not too bad. It's a little book, and I've been reading this one. So, and it's really good. I might do a review on it when I get done with it. I've never read a C.J. Tudor book, but so far from what I've read, I will continue. There's two other books. There's The Chalk Man, and then there's The Hiding Place, I think is what it's called. She has 3 books. So, yep. The Other People, The Chalk Man, and The Hiding Place. So after this, I would be really interested in reading The Chalk Man. But I'm reading this one, and this one is really, so far, is really, really good. And then the last book I picked up, guys, I don't know what you've sent me on a quest for, but this book also has been recommended to me. And I'm going to be a little honest about it. I am a little scared of this book. So, because I don't know what you guys have gotten me into. I don't know what path you have started me on with this. Many people have recommended to me that I should read this book. And looking at it now and flipping through it and seeing it, I don't know if this is as much a reading of a book as an experience of a book. So a lot of people have recommended it, and I finally picked it up with my book money. I picked up a copy of House of Leaves. This is another heavy. So I'm not really sure what you got me into. I'm flipping through it, and I'll be straight up honest. This is unlike any book I have ever picked up, because what is in here is bizarre. I mean, there are diagrams, there are footnotes, there are pages with nothing on it except a word or a phrase. Some of the language, some of the words are backwards and upside down. Some of the pages are multicolored. Some of there's like insets and upside down words and backwards pages. And I have no idea what I'm getting myself into with this book. But I tell you, a lot of people have recommended it. You got to read this book. It's kind of like the chitter chatter that you read like on the dark web, right? A lot of people are like, have you read this? Have you read this? And you hear ruminations of this book. And then I went to the store and I asked my local bookstore, I said, do you have a copy of House of Leaves? And the lady looked at me and she said, we don't. You're the second person who's asked me for a copy of this book today. We can order that, though. You should go home and order it. I went home and ordered it online and shipped it to the store, and they called me, and I went and picked it up, and they handed it to me in a nondescript paper bag, and they're like, here's the copy of your book. And it was all real hush-hush and stuff, and I'm like, what am I getting into? Am I going to, like, start reading this book, and then, like, black sedans with blacked out windows are going to start following me around, and then 4 weeks later nondescript people in black outfits are just going to... Am I going to like wind up in a cabin somewhere? You're never going to hear from me again. All of a sudden you log on to YouTube and there'll be no trace of my channel, and there'll be no trace of me anywhere on social media, and I will just have disappeared. And if I disappear, you know why. It's because I read this book, man. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. This is the remastered full color edition. So this will be hands down. And it's another book. thick book. It's like 700 pages. This will be hands down the weirdest book probably I will have ever read so far in my life. So I'm kind of interested in finding out what this is about, but I'm also a little hesitant. And I've realized now that all of the books that I've bought that I'm showing you, with the exception of a couple, I mean these are all thick books. So these are all like chonkers. So yeah, so I'm going to be reading some books. I'm going to be doing some of that stuff. So anyway, that is my book haul. That is what I have. I am currently reading this book. Last video I told you I was reading this book. I just finished this book. This book's pretty good. Secret Santa. It's pretty good. I thought it was neat. I don't know if I'll do a review on it or not, but I thought it was pretty neat. So guys, that is my book review or my book haul video, my Christmas book haul video. I hope you enjoyed it. And after having purchased a copy of House of Leaves, I hope I will be able to make more videos. Oh, will they silence me? I don't know. Are they watching? Are they watching every move that I make? Are they watching me make this video? Will I be silenced? Will you never hear the name Frosty Knives again? I will be erased from existence. I don't know. But anyway, it'll be an experience. So guys, that is my book haul video. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit of levity there. Or is it? And as always, I will see you, hopefully, next time in the next video.